Hey everyone, this is Austin-Sensei, and welcome back to another review of Shield Hero. And this one, all I gotta say was, it was kind of an unexpected one because they had parts of the manga and they did the extra story with the light novel. I know people actually told me that. Right now, I'm currently actually a part of the Shield Hero, Shield Hero Discord, so they informed me about that. Shout out to you guys. But anyway, so I had the hardest decision because when I got on Crunchyroll to watch the episode, it was between English dub or Japanese, and of course I went with Japanese because I'm not a big fan of the dub. I don't like so far with Crunchyroll with their dub. I think they have the right cast. It's just they need to move people around. I've noticed that with Konosuba's dub. But anyway, so this episode was it was a filler after the main point, and I don't mind it because it was adorable. So we saw the merchant, the cool merchant, I'm going to call him, from the last episode gives Naofumi a herbicide so he could deliver it to a village that's in a big, big trouble. And Naofumi doesn't know what he's getting into. And I kind of started laughing. And they arrive at this village that's covered in this plant. And the villagers, we learned, they tried to do everything. They tried to burn these plants, and they didn't do nothing. So these plants are really freaking high-level things. And the plants are actually turning into monsters and attacking the villagers. And it's actually quite crazy because even though we see Philo in the background eating the fruits that she loves, Philo was actually sent out to grab the adventurers that were summoned there or try to go there for XP leveling. And she actually reported some monsters are spitting acid and poison. And it's just like, woohoo, that's something. And we see that Raphtalia started to chew Philo out for calling the adventurers weak, because you can't say the truth sometimes. And we see that the recognizers, yes, the recognizers, I'm feeling great today, guys. But the villagers they actually recognize Philo as the heavenly, fowl. And they recognize everything. Oh, this is the person that's been the legend I've told. So now Naofumi has this other legend besides the shield hero, and his plan is going to accordingly. And the village head asked good old Naofumi to save the village, the villagers that have been attacked by the plants, and the plants are being like parasitic. They're kind of holding onto the host, and we see Naofumi's actually able to save them quite well. We'll later on find out he's the only person that could really do anything, and Philo's eating more fruit, and it's quite funny that I'm gonna keep pointing that out because it plays a part in the next episode. But the village head eventually goes and say, hey, can you save the village? He goes, yeah, sure, and he takes the money, kind of thing. Well, not the money, but he takes the quest. And the spear hero, we find out, was behind the entire thing, as I said from the last episode, because that from the ruins from the last episode, that was that scene. And we see the Viper Shield, and I was so freaking happy because in the preview I didn't see it, and I'm like, I wonder if they're going to put the Viper Shield, because that leads up to the next shield, which is in the next episode, and I like the Viper Shield. But we see Naofumi actually locates the core of the problem, and Philo heads to attack with, Naofumi, and they're working well together. Then we get the contrast of Philo and Raphtalia working together, but they don't work together. Philo tells Raphtalia not to hold her back, which is ironic reading the web novel, because I won't spoil much, but basically Raphtalia gets captured and she tries to use the herbicide on the plant, but it doesn't work because it regenerates fast. So Naofumi finally realizes that he's the only person that can do anything to it, because his shield actually is the only thing. Only the shield hero could do something like, or one of the heroes. And Philo and Raphtalia end up, still duking it out after the whole thing's been defeated. And Naofumi actually unlocks the bioplant shield, and Naofumi saves the village. He goes to sleep after because he's kind of just like done with everything. He's a grumpy old man. He's kind of like me. I'm not gonna lie. So we see Philo, Raph, and the village head all sitting by the fire eating together, and we see that Raphtalia talks about Naofumi in this high light, like she loves him. And I mean, the title of the video is Raphtalia loves Naofumi, or something around those lines. I haven't decided yet. I'm kind of planning as I go along with this good old video. But we see that Naofumi actually kind of modified the seed that was in the ground and planted it, and now he kind of made it not as dangerous, but it gives enough fruit. So he's being a good person of his heart. He does ask later on. I mean, it's kind of fair, I have to say, if the village would want to buy all those seeds that he's gotten from it. and they ended up not getting it. Then he goes to the cool merchant to sell them, and he gets another quest to go to the hot springs to deliver goods. And we see that Philo wants to try the hot springs out, or the Ocean. Some people actually don't know what that is. And Raphtalia tries to act mature, but her tail, I love it, wags, and she wants to go try it too. And my heart melted with Philo saying she she loves Naofumi, and Raphtalia gets jealous, and poor Raph, I love her. But so we get a good bath scene in this. I know a lot of people are a little against this. This is in the light novel, as I keep saying. Do check it out. I don't remember the chapter name. I'm pretty sure some of the comments will say it, but yeah, if you do that in the comments, you're a good man. Raphtalia basically starts talking to herself about how Philo's too clingy to Naofumi, and Raphtalia wants to be clingy to Naofumi also, and it's just kind of adorable. Raphtalia thinks if she can bathe with Naofumi, she'll succeed in that love, and I love this adorableness of she kisses Naofumi, she'll get pregnant. I love that in anime because it shows how innocent they are. It's adorable, and we find out Philo's bathing with Naofumi, and Raphtalia, she got mad, and she actually wanted to share a drink with Naofumi after, and Nafumi's actually brushing Philo's hair, and Raphtalia gets jealous and wants him to do that kind of thing, and that drink that she was going to give to Naofumi, she drinks both in spite because Philo wanted to drink it too, and I started laughing, and Raphtalia wants to get a gift for Naofumi, so he falls in love with her, and Philo ends up following Raphtalia, and now they're in the same game of getting a gift, so Naofumi can love them. I just found that like an adorableness of it, and Raphtalia, later on we find out that Philo and Raphtalia get in trouble by getting chased by a boar, and I'm just like, good job, and they escape together, and after we see this relationship that they were fighting together, they're actually working together, and I find it hilarious because it's such a contrast to what was in the beginning of the episode. We kind of saw this leading up to a big kind of fight. I'm guessing this is actually, I have to say, it's probably the best way of doing it, and I'm pretty sure next episode it's going to hurt a lot more now. But anyways, continue on. I'll talk about that after the review. We see that Raphtalia and Philo are still going after the egg, and they're almost at the nest, but the boar from the last time shows up and wrecks everything, and we see Philo and Raphtalia just go berserk. They're just pissed because they wasted a bunch of time to get this damn thing they wanted, and the boar just went around and just wrecked it, and they ended up, the real victim I'm going to be here in this episode is that boar. That poor man, that freaking screech, man, that had me laughing. I'm just like, oh, poor man, poor boar, what did he ever do to we kind of deserved it at the end of it, but they ended up actually selling the boar because it's the silverback boar that you see in the statue from the previous bath scenes when Raphtalia was in there, and I'm gonna actually talk a little bit after that, kind of a interesting thing. But we see that they both end up buying Naofumi a hammer to help him craft metals, and that tail wag, man, I love it. And we got head pats, and of course, I stayed until the end, but a little thing I want to add on before I get to the ending of the entire episode. Raphtalia said she'll make Naofumi recognize her womanly charms one day, and that's true. She does in the web novel. I'm pretty sure the light novel is going to follow probably that one of the three endings of the web novel. If you do want to check the web novel out, I'm pretty sure someone will link it, or I'll link it by tomorrow. So if you want to check that out, do check the comments. But yeah, so we get the Shield of Rage next episode, and I was a little skeptical when I saw the preview because I'm kind of like, I wish they would do it, but then again, rushing into that might not be a good thing because we have a lot to cover in 25 episodes, and I think spacing out certain things so we don't get left on a half of an arc is a good idea. So next episode is the Shield of Rage, or the Curse Shield, and it's going to be a bit painful at first, but I know someone asked in the comments about something about, Philo dying. No, she doesn't. I just want to give some comfort to some people with that, but it gets close to something like that. But nonetheless, continuing on to the things I wanted to talk about previously, as I stated, I do like the fact that in this anime they didn't nerf good old Raphtalia's chest. Everyone's like, oh my god, look what they did compared to the manga. And see, the manga to anime is always going to be bustier. That's kind of how I realized. I mean, I read the High School DxD manga. I know the difference, my boys. But yeah, great episode, honestly. It was a filler, I think, after the second part, but nonetheless, I really love that Raphtalia is now more vocal versus the beginning. That was the one thing that was pissing me off about the anime, that Raphtalia wasn't as vocal with her love for Naofumi, and I kind of hope she gets a little more braver for the next episodes and starts to kind of say stuff under her breath. And I just love how adorable she is when she does that stuff. She's one of my favorites. But I'll leave this this decision to you guys. Please do not get hectic like you did in the quintessential quintuplets video. Philo or Raphtalia, who is better? I'm pretty sure someone will just put that comment there to make it easier for me to read. I'll probably say it in the next video if I remember. But anyways, guys, do please share this video. YouTube is not being so kind to me as of lately, as you saw in one of my previous videos. I am going to be talking about, actually, tomorrow, the UN kind of thing that everyone's been talking about. I kind of wanted to talk about it because it seems a lot of people are getting the wrong information, well, giving the wrong information out. On top of that, I will do the preview episode for episode 8, so that's Friday. Basically, subscribe, because you'll see that. It'll be in your sub box. But anyways, I cover other anime, so yeah, if you find other animes that I cover you like, there you go, it's a bonus. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching all the way through. I will see you until the next time. This is Austin-Sensei signing out. Peace.